Hello, everyone, and welcome to this our online COVID Facebook yoga classes. This will be the last day that I have a 6 p.m. PST class. From tomorrow, there will be an alternate schedule throughout the spring and summer to allow for other activities to ensue. Now that the days are getting nice and longer, I'd like us to explore a few other varieties and other styles of yoga, and not all of those should be held in the evening. It's 6 o'clock PST. Of course, that's 9 p.m. in Eastern time zone, where I know a few of you are watching from. As these sessions are recorded, of course, you can access them at any time on both YouTube as well as my Facebook page. I will send further details about that. For now, as I prepare the class, come into your breath. We are going to start in a child's position today. So knees nice and wide as you feel comfortable. You may want to get them to the outside of your mat. Okay, again, I will be adjusting myself throughout the session just to increase demonstration. Before we come down into our child, which we will hold for 5 minutes, both as a yin position as well as a breath warm-up, take just a minute to sink into your feet. Feel the spine lengthening, feel the shoulders dropping. Feel your mind sinking down into your belly. Feel the diaphragm expanding. Just start to listen to the sound of your breath and bring your body into that same resonance. On your next exhale, walk the hands down and lengthen the body as you do so. So really lengthening the spine, make sure the shoulders stay down all the while. And we will stay in this first introductory position for 5 minutes. So if you need to put a little bit of support under your feet, if you need to bring the feet together and in fact sit up on a pillow, that's also quite fine. And if the child position is not comfortable for you, you can just come into a regular sitting forward bend. If you are a bit stressed on the knees coming into this position, you can put some padding or cushioning onto the knees, or of course adjust your surface as necessary. So from this moment, let's walk the fingers and take 5 minutes. Allow the forehead to press down, and if that is also not accessible, use a block or just build a little surface so you can allow some pressure onto the Ajna chakra, the center of the forehead, the external peripheral access to the pituitary and pineal glands. And just start to feel the pressure on the head, feel the gravity sinking into the body, and start to feel the breath. Feel the belly dropping down. Feel the side body expanding, and your attention should now go to the back of the body and just start to sense and gauge where that oxygen is actually going as you inhale deeply through the nose, dropping the shoulders down. Allow the breath to travel. And just noticing any places of tightness or tension, and let it go, let it exit the body as you exhale. It's coming to 2 minutes here. If at any point you do need to adjust your body, please listen to your body. Your body is your teacher. I am here as your guide. We are also primarily in this practice to listen to the language of the body, learn the language of the body, and follow its instructions. Yoga means union. The breath brings together the mind with the body, deepening our awareness of our human experience. If at any point during these longer holds you do need to, as I said, give a little wiggle, do feel free. However, in a yin hold, we do want to keep three things in mind. That is time, stillness, and finding your edge. So your edge is that place where you are just starting to feel the resistance, probably 70% of your full capacity or thereabouts. You don't want to really push through to a painful pose, but just where you start to comfortably feel an opening and somewhere you could stay and breathe into. So just feel all of these places in your body, through the arms, the shoulders, the spine, your legs, as we're coming up to 3.5 minutes here. Feel the roundedness in your spine as you create space with every inhalation. Just really connecting with that breath in the belly and the side ribs, as well as in the chest, the throat, and all around the face. Taking your last few breaths here. Very good, everybody. And just staying with that depth of breath. On your next inhale, let's slowly walk the hands back. Bringing the feet and the knees and the feet together. Sitting in our Vajrasana. So just for a moment, sitting nice and tall, feeling the effects on the body. If you'd like to give a little wiggle, you are more than welcome. Stretch out the side body, so inhaling arms up. Just allow them to be at a T-shaped position. Shoulders down, eyes of the elbows opening. And exhale, tilting to the left, looking upwards. Feeling the whole right side opening. And exhale down. Bring your hand to the outside of the knee and twist. You could come and bring the opposite hand to the foot, twisting. And inhale, wide arms, and to the opposite side. Exhaling down. Feeling the opening, the lightness inside. And exhale, dropping the hand to the outside of the knee, coming into a slight twist. And coming back to center. Let's take the left hand, bringing it out about 1.5 feet or so, lifting so that as we lift onto one leg, that lines up, so the whole arm and all of the joints line up. We're just going to inhale and let that blood come into the lower body to a nice side position. If you'd like a deeper challenge, you can lift up that opposite leg. Otherwise, just keep the toe pointing. You can look upward. And as we exhale, let's drop the arm down to the front, and this leg will expand out to the side, opposite arm out to the side, and of course you're squatting on your left leg. So you've got a limb facing in every direction, pushing down into each limb. Let your head hang here and holding just for a few deep breaths. On your next inhale, looking up and everything forward. So front hand and your leg also forward facing, pushes into the ground. Everything out to the side is going to lift. As we inhale, we'll naturally start to come up, lifting and bringing our leg forward or leg back, arm forward, finding ourselves in a balancing position. And exhale, knee to the nose, elbow to the ribs. Breathing nice and deeply, coming into our flowing positions. And on your next exhale, let's drop the hand down, leg down, and just let your hips fall side to side. Breathing here for just a moment as we prepare to do the same thing on the opposite side. So again, coming back to center. Coming back to our Vajrasamana. Feeling the length in the body, feeling the heat generated in the body, feeling the openness in the body. And again, let's start to plant the right palm. Fingers pointing away from us. Putting some weight onto the body. Inhaling, lift and lengthen. Looking up past the fingers. Pointing the feet, shoulders down. Your right hand is firm, strong. And again, if you'd like to come into a more challenging position, you're welcome. Otherwise, when you're ready, let's begin to take that upper arm, dropping it, and bringing the opposite arm up and out. So again, we're in our balancing position. Take a minute to lengthen, feel the back body strengthen. Still balancing, so focusing our knuckle on that, or focusing our mind on that first knuckle at the base of the first digit. And exhale, coming into some movement. Nice and slowly, knee to the nose, elbow to the ribs. And when you're ready, let's come back down and we'll come up to all limbs. So with the leg out to the side, arm out to the side, and exhaling, finding our position of stretching in all four directions. Taking a deep breath here. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, let's slowly coming back up to a tabletop position. And allow your hips to fall side to side here, opening the side body. Before we come up into a downward dog, let's first find our puppy position. So similar to a child, however, our hips are left in the air rather than down on the ground, and our arms are stretched out in front of us. So from this position, we want to try and drop our heart center down to the ground, keeping length in the neck, and of course, always dropping the shoulders. This is a nice shoulder opener. So let's exhale, start to walk the hands forward, lifting the hips. Make sure you keep 90 degrees in the knees and legs, and just looking forward, trying to keep the arms lengthening, feet are relaxed. And breathing here just for a few deep breaths. And on your next inhale, lifting, walking the hands back just a few inches, a little bit further inward, and pushing up into a cat. So maybe right in line with the armpits. Pushing up, tucking the chin into the chest, feeling a deep counter pose throughout the spine. And let's find cat-cow as we inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, lengthen the spine. Shifting the weight forward, backward. You can play with that space a little bit. And breathe. Follow your breath as you inhale. Following that movement of the diaphragm, when your head lifts, you inhale. When your head drops, you exhale. Really using this as a breathing position, a breath warm up, and preparation, of course, for our downward dog. So we've done a puppy. Let's try an up dog before a down dog. So again, let's find that cat position. And in this cat, you may want to walk the hand just an inch forward or so. And we're going to move through that table and just let the hips drop. Now here, you may feel a bit tight in the shoulders or the wrists. Come down as much as you're comfortable. If you are feeling a little bit more limber, you can always bend the legs up, or feeling a little bit more powerful, you can always come up into a proper upward dog where our thighs are not touching. Otherwise, just kind of hanging here in this cobra, and back through the table, through the cat, and down to the puppy, to the child, and follow that rhythm, inhaling as you feel the expansion of the diaphragm, and as your head lifts, you inhale, and as your head drops, you exhale down. Feel that full body movement, bone by bone. Open up your body. And on your next inhale, let's just find a regular tabletop position. So lining ourselves up nice and square, all the joints lined up in the arms and legs, keeping the fingers nice and strong. Again, that first digit takes the weight, fingers are spread. Let's curl the toes under. We really want to focus on the arms here. So the arms, just play with them for a moment. Twisting the elbows back and forth. Now let's go forward as we start to push into the hands. Tuck the chin into the chest. Keep the knees bent. Bring your knees to your belly or your thighs to your chest. And push into the hands. Adjust yourself as you need. You can come up higher onto the toes as though you're going to leap in a race. Play with that position and gradually start to lengthen your legs.
but you don't have to. The legs or the feet or the heels being on the ground is not the most important thing in this position. Focus on the hands, push into the hands, lengthen through the arms, lengthen through the armpit, chin is tucked into the chest, lengthen in your spine, lifting from the tailbone, dropping in the shoulders. Imagine there's an invisible cord that's lifting you up, hanging from your tail, if you will. And if this gets a bit intense, you can always come back to a child position now or at any time during our vinyasa. We will come into a bit of a flow now. So on your next inhale, let's start to walk the hands back all the way to a standing position. And let's just let the head hang, grab the arms into the elbows and just bouncing here for a moment, feeling that real lightness and playfulness in the body. So at the top of your mat, find yourself there. And we're going to come into a front lunge. So stepping back, let's first take the left leg. We can lift it up nice and tall. And if our hands don't comfortably come onto the ground, bend your knees again. It's absolutely fine. In fact, before we step back, let's just make sure we bend our knees. Let the belly fall down. And again, you can either have your elbows curled up or your arms lengthened. Just relax here. And as we exhale, let's step back, left leg. First lifting nice and high in a one leg raised position. Pointing the toes. And exhale, let's step back, making sure you have 90 degrees in that front leg. Drop that back knee down if you're feeling that this is a bit intense. Even if you'd like to flatten the foot as well, that's absolutely fine. If you'd like to come up for the intensity, you're welcome. We're just going to stay in this front lunge for a few breaths. Wherever you are, let your head hang down. Front low lunge, of course. You can bring your arms up higher if you'd like, but we do want to just sink into the hips. Preparing our body for our first vinyasa. Let's inhale, lengthening back. We may need to straighten out that front leg to make sure we keep 90 degrees here. Straightening out the front leg and lifting the toes so the sole is flat, heels moving away from you, toes towards you. And head down, knee towards your nose. And breathing here. Try to keep your hips in line, nice and squared. If you're doing this beside a wall, you'll be able to feel a nice, wonderful contrast if the alignment goes out. Against a wall, of course, you won't be able to let the alignment go out because the wall will hold you in position. On your next inhale, let's reach forward, lean forward, flattening the foot. And we're going to kick up again into that one leg raised position. If you need to bend your knees, it's fine. We won't stay here long. Let's exhale and cross the foot down. So crossing the ankles behind one another and walking the hands to one side. Let the head completely relax. Taking one deep breath there and walking the hands to the opposite side. And taking one deep breath there. Walking the arms back to center, lifting that leg up again. And as we exhale, we'll come into a bit of a thinker's position. So exhale, drop that knee down to come beside and in line with the toes of the opposite foot.
So we find ourselves in this meditative thinking-like position, sitting nice and tall, femurs lifting, femurs nice and tucked in tight to the torso. Take just one breath here. And leaning forward, plant the palms, inhale, lifting. So we're in that one leg raised position. And exhale, dropping it down. Same thing on the other side. So inhaling, lifting the right leg. Exhale, drop the ankle. Crossing the ankles, walking the hands. Half circle. Let the head flop. Let the shoulders and the arms completely melt into your twist. And one breath on each side, coming back. And exhale, back to center. Plant the palms, lift that arm again. Leg, excuse me. And exhale, bending the knee, planting it down on the outside and in line with the opposite. Tall, taking just a moment here. Feeling the length in your spine, the openness in your lungs. And on your next exhale, forward, plant the palms, and inhaling up, exhaling down. Let's roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, so chin tucked into the chest. Let the upper body be nice and soft and light. Tuck the hips. Let your sacrum flatten, let the thoracic spine lengthen and unravel, lifting up. And arms all the way up and overhead, slightly leaning back to complete your extension. And exhale, arms coming down. Wonderful. We'll come into I, Vinyasa, Surya Namaskar A. We will do one together very slowly. This is one of the best exercises for the human body. Ideally, we should do 108 in 21 minutes. Today, we will do one in about 5 or 7 minutes. Again, coming to the top of your mat, tips of the toes touching. Lift your toes, stretch every single one of them out. Plant them down, sinking into your feet. Visualize roots growing down. Lengthening your spine, lengthening your legs, opening your femurs, dropping your shoulders. Close your eyes and stand in Tadasana. One of the most difficult positions in yoga, they say, is this: to stand still, straight, motionless, and focus on your breath as you inhaling, lengthen. And as you exhale, releasing any tension, physical or mental, lingering in your body. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, arms up, shoulders down, eyes at the elbows open, face of the palms upward. Inhaling, dropping the shoulders down the spine, touching the tips of the fingers, slight back bend. Holding here for one breath. And swan diving, opening the arms with a nice straight back, folding forward, whether the hands come to the ground, the toes, the ankles, the shins, or the knees. Just let yourself relax and then inhale one breath up, hands to the knees, lengthening your spine, opening your femurs, rolling in the skin of your feet. Take a minute here just to play with that and feel how much space you have, how much fascial tissue, how much interconnective tissue is bringing together all of those intricacies of the bones in our lower limbs and limbs in general. And exhale down, plant the palms. You can bend the knees here, really bend the knees and relax the sacrum. If you straighten them, you stretch out the legs, bend them, relax the lower back. So take a breath here.
And when you're ready, planting the palms and stepping back nice and slowly. Find that downward dog. Find that length. You can walk your feet here, bicycling them slowly. And when you're ready, we're going to shift the weight to the hands, coming into a plank position. So as we begin to exhale, coming forward. If this is a bit intense, drop down to your knees. It's absolutely fine. You can allow the feet to flatten. Otherwise, taking one breath here, and on your exhale, coming down. And here again, variety of positions to take. You can let the feet be flat and just find yourself in a nice cobra position. Wherever you find yourself, higher or lower, just relax here for a moment. We'll stay here for about 5 breaths. Shoulders down, relax the legs, relax your feet. And on your next exhale, let's drop the body down. And when you're ready, curling the toes under, coming back onto the knees. And you can come through a child position if you like. Otherwise, back up into a tabletop position, adjusting your body as necessary. And let's hold for 5. Again, you don't have to have your legs straight. What's important is the palms are planted, the chin is tucked into the chest, the shoulders are away from the ears, and your spine is releasing any tension. And on your next inhale, let's look forward, shift the weight, and slowly just start to walk the hands forward. And again, we find ourselves in a standing bend. You can bend the knees here, let yourself flop around. You can hold your elbows again to the hands. Otherwise, when you're ready, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly tucking the hips, rolling up. And inhaling, lengthening, arms up, slight back bend, shoulders down. And exhale, Samasthita. We'll come into another vinyasa now. This is Surya Namaskar B. It's a little bit more intense in the legs. Again, listen to your body. Do what you are comfortable with. And of course, breathe through it. We're going to bend, or rather first again, lifting your toes, tips of the big toes touching, lifting the others, planting them down, growing roots in the bottom of your feet, and let the knees bounce here. Now as we let the knees come together and push the knees in. As they push in, let them go forward, let your tailbone go backwards, and find a seated position. Let your hands come down. Whatever touches, maybe your fingers, palms, backs of the palms, wherever you feel your edge, find it and sit down. Coming into Uttanasana, inhaling, pushing into those roots in your feet. And lengthen your legs, exhaling down. Vinyasa, so that's the flow. Inhale, hands up to the knees, lengthen your spine, exhale down. You can jump, walk, step, fly, or float back, whatever your prerogative. Find a downward dog. Find your high plank. Follow your breath. Find your chaturanga. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale down through your chaturanga. And again, into a downward dog. Now we're going to put some movement. So let's inhale left leg first. Point the toes, lifting high. And exhale, stepping that foot down. 90 degrees in the front leg. You can drop that back knee down if you like. Inhaling, arms up, a modified warrior, one breath, slight back bend if you like, and exhaling down. And vinyasa, so coming back to that plank, lowering yourself through, inhaling up, and exhaling down. And opposite side. So now right leg, point your toes, keep your hips in line. And exhale, big step forward. You can either drop the knee or keep it up into a warrior one. And if the warrior is not working for you, you can have your feet forward. So warrior, our feet are planted down, or you can just be in a front lunge type of position, whichever is more comfortable for you. And exhaling down. And vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And we'll hold this for 5 deep breaths. This is a position of relaxation. 4. 3. 2. 1. And 0 on your next inhale, looking forward, shifting the weight, and walk, step, jump, fly, or float to the top of your mat. And when you're ready, slowly rounding up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing that comes up is your chin. And finishing the cycle, inhaling up, slight back bend. And exhaling down, Samastitihi. Wonderful. Now we are building a little bit of fire. You may feel that temptation to drink something. Try to resist. Let the Agnisara, the internal fire, build within you during the practice and quench it once you have finished. So we're going to do one more type of vinyasa flow. So again, coming to the top of your mat, tips of the toes, tips of the big toes together, lifting all of them, touching the tips of the big toes, dropping the rest, feeling your roots, grounding yourself, lengthening your legs, adjusting your posture. Feel the balloon in your belly expand through the diaphragm, through the back body. Feel the shoulders heavy and strong. On your next inhale, looking up, arms up, shoulders down, back bend, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands to the knees, follow your own breath. And exhale, coming down. We're going to step back with the left foot. So if you'd like to come up into a one-leg raise, fine. Otherwise, big step back. Back foot is at 45 degrees. Front foot is straight. Find that alignment. So your front heel should be in line with the instep of the back foot. 90 degrees should be in the front leg. So this is a nice warrior one. Take a moment to set it up. If the balancing is too tight, if you feel that you are too narrow, widen your stance so each foot is on the outer edge of your mat. When you're ready, inhale. Inhaling, lift. We're going to hold for one breath. Don't lose that 90 degrees in the front leg. And as we exhale, let's prepare for warrior two. So bottom part of the half of the body stays as is. Upper half, torso. Exhale. Folding to the side, looking forward, one breath. 90 degrees in the front leg. Inhaling back. Don't lose those angles. And exhale, reaching forward. And then windshield wiper that arm all the way across the front body and lengthen. Looking up. One breath. And inhale, lifting the arms, straightening the leg, looking down. This front leg does not need to be completely straight, but aiming for a Trikonasana triangle position. As you exhale, upper arm drops down, torso faces forward, back foot faces forward, stepping in just an inch or two. Inhaling, arms up halfway. We'll come into a reverse prayer. So exhale, arms behind us. Your palms can be facing down. That's fine. If they're able to come up, try to get them up, and even higher up the back is preferable. Wherever you find yourself. Exhale, knee towards the nose, and let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Release the hands, plant the palms, shift the weight forward, lift that one leg. And just as we did in the beginning, rather than coming down into that thinker position, right? So we drop the knee to come down beside. We're going to drop the knee to come down on the inside. So dropping it down, crossing it over, and coming down into a Matsyendrasana twisting position. Take a minute to find your seated posture. And if you'd like to extend, if it's a bit tight, of course, you can lengthen this bottom leg, or you can adjust this top leg out a little bit. Wherever you find yourself, inhale, arms up, shoulders down, opposite elbow to the opposite knee, and looking behind and twisting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Release your head, release your arms, shift that weight forward, come back up into the one leg standing, and exhale, drop that foot, and inhale, slowly rounding up, and we'll prepare to do the same thing on the opposite side. Finish that cycle with a nice inhale, and exhale. Again, opposite side now, inhaling up, lengthen, extend. Exhale, open arms, folding forward. Inhaling, hands up to the knees, straight back. Exhaling down. Let's take the right leg up now. One leg standing, forward bend. And big step back. Find 90 degrees, 45 in the back, alignment. Otherwise, if that warrior one does not feel okay, allow this back foot to come forward. It doesn't have to be angled down. If it is angled down, focus your attention on the outer edge of your ankle. Inhaling, arms up, one breath here. Warrior two, opening to the side, one breath here. Inhale, reverse warrior. And inhale, reaching forward, lengthening up. And inhale to Trikonasana, lifting. And exhaling, arm coming down, leg facing forward, stepping in. Inhale, halfway up. Reverse prayer. Find your positioning with the hands. You can extend your body if necessary. And as you exhale, coming forward. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your next exhale, release the hands, plant the palms, bend that front leg if you need. Inhale, one leg raised. And exhale, dropping the knee behind the opposite leg. Finding your twist, finding your seating. Wiggling yourself into your Matsyendrasana, extending right or left leg as necessary. And when you're ready, inhale, arms up, shoulders down. Exhale, opposite elbow to the opposite knee. And twisting here. On your next exhale, release the arms. Coming back to center, unraveling, shifting the weight, coming back up, and dropping the leg down. Let's just come into a squatting, crouching position. Stretch the toes, coming up as high as you can. And then just let yourself come down onto your tailbone. Find a nice balance, sitting length, openness in the chest. And when you're ready, extending to press into the tailbone. And then rocking and rolling. Find a little bit of movement. Don't push yourself, don't injure yourself. Gentle with your neck. And once you're ready, let's flatten our back, bend our knees, arms by our side, palms facing down. And inhale, lift, reverse table, pushing into the feet and into the arms. Lift your bum, squeeze your buttocks. Femurs are forward facing and parallel. And exhale down. Roll that spine out. Relax completely. And again, inhaling up. And exhaling down. One more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Bring both legs up. And slowly start to give them a bit of a jiggle. Let the blood trickle down to the core of the body. Feel the pressure in the lower back and the sacrum region. Make small circles with the feet in one direction and the next. Small, medium, or large, depending on where you need a bit of attention. And if you're comfortable, we're going to start coming into halasana position, which is a plow position. If you're not comfortable, let's keep a block or a towel or a pillow or something that you can just start to put under your hips, no matter how high or low. Just start to place here almost in a Viparanakarnasi inversion position, focusing on that Kundalini area. Otherwise, if you're feeling more limber today, as long as you're not menstruating or have any kind of hypertension issues, let's exhale, bring the feet behind the head, and let's hold here for 5. On your next inhale, let's bend the elbows and placing the hands, fingers towards the spine, thumbs towards the outer waist. Get a nice platform, create a nice seat, and let your hips just sink in, lifting your feet. You don't have to be completely straight up, but just start to feel that sensation of the blood rushing back. Any movement that you may feel, allow it to come organically through your body. And when you're ready, let's exhale. Bring the legs back, release the hands, and slowly unraveling the spine, removing the block if it's there, and bringing the feet to the outer edges of your mat, arms out to the side. And let's just windshield wiper that body. Exhale, legs to one side, head to the opposite side. And breathe here. Just a few different breaths on either side. And when you're ready, let's cross the left to the right, looping the arms through, and hold here for 5. On your next inhale, release the hands out to the side. Tuck the knees in tightly together. You can wrap the toes behind the ankle into Garudasana if it's available. Otherwise, exhale and let the legs fall down to one side, looking to the opposite side, releasing any tension in the lower back, and stay here for 5. On your next inhale, return back to center and changing legs. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So crossing the right over the left, looping the arms through, and hold for 5. your next inhale, release the hands, arms out to the side, and exhale, looping or threading the legs, and exhale, release them down to the side, looking to the opposite direction, and breathe for 5. And when you're ready, inhale, bring the legs back up to center, unraveling and finding Shavasana. So extending the legs. Allow the arms to come down to the side, palms facing upward. Let the body wiggle any tightness or tension out. Close your eyes, open your mind, deepen your breath, relax your heart. Shavasana is called corpse position. We need to emulate the stillness to allow the body's energies and intelligence to essentially bring the healing to where it needs to be. Don't let your mind go on and interfere with this process. You will probably not help. Just let that breath redirect, prana, paying attention to any sensations in the body. Staying here for as long as you so desire. Otherwise, when you are ready, very gently, keeping the eyes closed, begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Allow to wiggle your jaw, left and right side. Allow the head to fall slowly and gently to the right side and to the left. Inhale the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers and folding to the left and right. Inhaling, legs curled up into a nice tight position and rolling side to side, up and down, back and forth. However you may feel your body returning. And exhale, allow the body to come to the right and in this original fetal position. Take a moment to thank those who have helped you become. Take a moment to send your energy to those suffering. Allow the energy you need to travel through the body. In your own time, when you are ready, allow yourself to come back up into a comfortably seated position. Taking a moment to feel the effects of the practice on the body. It is traditional to close the practice by chanting Om together 3 times. It is a vibration creation to bring our body into resonance with the practice that we have just done. It is also a breath extension. When you're ready. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Atman Namaste. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the emotions. You are what was, what is, and always will be.